Hey, I'm Lena Sardich, and I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I spend a lot of time helping service providers improve their LinkedIn profile and grow on LinkedIn so they can get more clients on LinkedIn and build their dream business. Lately, I've been getting a lot of inquiries in my LinkedIn inbox from service providers asking me, hey, how would you rate my LinkedIn profile? What should I improve? What can I do with my profile to attract more clients? So I decided to do something fun. For 1 week in November, I offered 10 LinkedIn profile mini audits for service providers to audit their profiles and tell them how to make certain tweaks to their profile to hopefully land one more client before the end of 2022. In this video, we're going to show you one of those LinkedIn profile mini audits. So let's take a look. We're looking at Hal's LinkedIn profile. So he builds some pretty kick-ass custom Webflow sites for startups. So let's dive in. So starting from the top, the banner. So I like the gradient and I love this style that you have for Candidleap, but I think it doesn't really deliver on the value proposition. It's a Webflow agency, sure, but it doesn't really make me want to keep scrolling. Who is it for? So something that you could do is have a better value prop, some kind of catchy phrase about what you do, or maybe some kind of like an intriguing question. So really the goal here is to get people to keep scrolling down your profile by piquing curiosity or having them think, yes, this is definitely for me. So some ideas that come to mind is, I think you mentioned actually in your application form for the LinkedIn profile mini audit, some example companies that you've worked with. Put those logos on the banner that acts as social proof. That's one option. Another option, which I think would be really fun, is a screenshot of a really cool Webflow website that you've built, or maybe a bunch of them, like a little collage or something. Or you could put the fact that you're a Webflow enterprise partner in the banner. That is also social proof. So I think that those are some options, but really kind of switching it up, make it more memorable, make it more compelling. Second thing is the profile picture. I think it's a really good photo. I would just say change the background color to match the banner. I have a sneaky suspicion that maybe you change the color to this because your shirt actually creepily is very similar to the color of the banner. In that case, I would say just, maybe take another picture with a different colored shirt. But I think this, I'm nitpicking at this stage, but being in the design world, I think you should definitely have the whole design of the profile be super cohesive. So this kind of mismatch between the blues might throw some people off, especially since you are supposed to be designing Webflow websites. All right, so next up is the headline. So pushing the limits of Webflow for SaaS. I think it's a little bit vague and it's a little bit unclear. Pushing the limits, what do you mean? Some people might not actually even know what Webflow is, because I think you mentioned some clients. It suggests here in the about section that you might service some clients who don't have a Webflow website, but they need to get onto Webflow. So you might want to just clarify that it's a website builder, right? So I actually kind of like randomly came up with a headline based on, so this is, I'm going to do a bit of a segue here. So a lot of people, when they go to write their LinkedIn profile, it's like they enter the land of the bland and they just can't come up with anything compelling. But when I get people to fill out intake forms, little questionnaires, I put them on a call, they suddenly start talking about all these really cool phrases that are honestly gold that you should put on your LinkedIn profile. So I literally just like read your intake form because you wrote a bunch of stuff for me. I really appreciate that. And I came up with the headline, "We build custom Webflow sites for well-funded startups at Candidleap." Pipe, enterprise Webflow partner, little arrow emoji to the right. It's where the sweet stuff is. So I think it's pretty good for on the spot. Might be something that is a little bit more compelling than the existing one. It's a lot clearer and it adds a little bit of your personality. It's where the sweet stuff is. So it kind of sounds like it's like cutting edge or something. But yeah, so let me know what you think about that. So next up is the about section. So first things first, I love that you have the different sections. I think that's super easy to skim. So skimmability for an about section is very important because some people are not going to just read the whole thing. I also like that you don't have a bunch of paragraphs. They're very easy lists, which is really easy to read. I might actually have to take a page out of this about section. I really love that format. With that being said, there is a but, as always. The what I do part, I love that you have the emojis. I think it's super cute. The only thing that's missing for me is it's not missing the pain points and also the clarity on exactly kind of more granular who would be paying for this kind of a website. So I know you hear say it's tech brands, Series A to unicorn, teams and brands we respect. I think trying to get a little more specific might be helpful. So take a look at your past clients, see if there's any, take a look at your best clients and see if there's any kind of identifying factors. Are they going are they at a certain stage in the company? Again, we get the funding part, but trying to really dive in. Okay, what are the pain points that they're feeling so that when they're reading the about section, they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm struggling with this. I need Hal and I need Webflow. I love this part. I sell bagels, read to the end. It's like a nice little curiosity gap. So it's going to get people reading the whole about section, and it's going to be really easy because it's just a list. And then they're going to get down here and it's a nice little personal touch. You know, it's like a side project. You do something really cool with your brother. It's a little, you know, delicatessen in Chicago. I think it's really cute. So definitely keep that, but just work on fleshing out the pain points and the target customer a little bit better. In the we do section, I feel like the list is a little bit varied. It's great that you guys do all this stuff, but what I would recommend is kind of trimming down the list to something that is very, very specific to what you do. So web design, motion graphics, webflow development, branding, technical SEO, website marketing consulting, low code solutions. These are kind of all over the map. Again, it's fine if this is all the things that your business does, but in terms of the LinkedIn profile, I would focus on a very, very specific list and preferably like a specific offering. And then what you can do is once you're chatting with people, you can also mention, hey, like, you know, we also do low code solutions, or if you've, you know, onboarded a client, maybe you upsell them into that. But I think for like kind of the front, the storefront of LinkedIn purposes, I would make it super specific and then just talk about how you're really, really good at doing that specific thing. The other thing that's missing in this about section is a call to action. So how do people get in touch with you? What's the process? Do they do a discovery call? Do they fill out an intake form? Should they DM you? Should they email you? Should they email you at hal@candidleap.com? Should it be some generic email at Candidleap? Being really clear on how people get in touch with you is super, super huge. The other thing is I would say is try to add a featured section. Maybe there's a link to your portfolio, or maybe that's the CTA in the about section. Hey, go to our featured section to check out some of the awesome kick-ass websites that we've built for Webflow or on Webflow or something like that. Try and kind of figure out like what do people need to do in order to inquire about working with you or work with you from your LinkedIn profile. Experience section is decent. I would say add a little bit more information, kind of a little bit more meat, try and add some multimedia here. Again, links to your website and maybe also just talking about some of the example companies that you've helped. And then again, just really going down into the pain points and the specific target customer that you're able to solve. And maybe a little bit about your process or something like that. Just add a little bit of meat here. Last thing is I would recommend getting rid of this people also viewed section. So this is basically a list of a lot of your competitors, which you don't want people to get distracted when they're on your profile. So you can actually turn this off in under 30 seconds and actually have a TikTok video about this. So if you go to my TikTok channel, it's just contently_Lena. And just scroll down a little bit, you'll see a video that says, turn this setting off right now. It's like a funny little weird skit that I did, but it basically is a very quick 30-second setting that you turn off, and then this area will be removed and it'll just say people you may know, which is fine. But yeah, so I hope you found this helpful. I think that you honestly have a lot of potential with those really awesome custom Webflow sites. I've seen some of those templates. They look great. Not templates, sorry, designs. So yeah, wishing you the best of luck on LinkedIn.